Hey guys, it's Sekaar, and today we got another Stamden build for the Firesong chapter for you guys. I really like this build. I think it's a lot of fun, and the amount of damage that you can output and the amount of tankiness in it is actually insanely OP. I've been absolutely loving it, so I hope you guys like it too. So one more announcement for you guys. We're starting up a top 5 PvP fights of the week segment for this channel. Not really anybody's doing it right now, so I kind of wanted to make the PvP scene active on YouTube and, give you guys a reason to go out there and get those best fights. So if you guys want to participate in that and send me your clips, I will have my email down in the description below. All you got to do is send me your clips, and I will be selecting them each week, and we will be releasing them weekly, another episode. So I hope that you guys like that. I want to kind of give something back so that there's actually something to do for PvP nowadays, since it's kind of stale. So that's enough of me rambling right now. Let's just get on with the build. Alright guys, let's get started. First things first, we are definitely going to look at our character sheet. We are going to be an Imperial on our Warden. Imperial, in my opinion, is the best stamina race that you want to do for this patch. The reduced cost passive on it really lets your sustain be honestly really nice, and it makes it so that you don't really have to build that much into sustain outside of it. It honestly is definitely a difference for me whenever I try Imperial compared to any other class for this. I like this one the best, definitely. As far as our attributes breakdown, we're going to do 5 points into health and 59 points into stamina to give us a max stam pool of almost 24k, a max health pool of 29.5k, but with minor toughness whenever we heal ourselves, we're at about 31k. Our max magic is going to be about 15k. Our stamina recovery is about to be at 1,130. It is honestly so fine. I know it looks low, but with the reduced cost on the Imperial and then another one of our glyphs, it is more than enough. I promise you, it is fine. As far as our Mundus goes, we're going to be using the Warrior to get our weapon damage increase as much as possible. Our food is going to be Orzorga Smoked Bear Haunch to increase our max health by 4,300 and our stamina and magic recovery by 369. And as always, we're going to be Vampire Stage 3 to reduce the amount of damage that we take, the lower health we are. That Undeath passive is necessary for brawler builds like this. I definitely suggest it. I know it's an increased cost on your abilities, but I feel like your Imperial passive really counteracts it. As far as our gear goes, we're going to be using one monster set piece. We're going to be using one piece heavy Balorg in the reinforced trait. We have one extra line on this build, and honestly, using this to get that increased weapon and spell damage is honestly the best bang for your buck. One of our two sets is going to be Ashen Grip in medium in the Divines trait. What Ashen Grip does is it gives you max health, weapon and spell damage, crit chance, and the 5-piece is when you deal martial melee damage, you breathe a fire to all enemies in front of you for about 3,400 flame damage, and that's also going to be buffed whenever you're in combat because you're going to have your weapon spell damage buffs up, your major brutality, so it gets even higher, and it can occur once every 4 seconds. So honestly, this is a lot of extra sustained damage that you can put out very regularly. I really like this. I fiddled around with a bunch of different DPS sets, and this was the most amount of upfront burst damage that I could find on any of my builds. So honestly, this is the best one that you can do right now, in my opinion. Our other set is going to be Mara's Bomb in the heavy reinforced trait. I really like this set. It is the first time I've ever tried it. I don't want to hear anything from you guys. This set is insanely OP. I was just thinking, you know what? It's going to be a good set that makes you a little tanky. Oh my lord, does it make you tanky. It is so crazy how much damage you can take with this set. So we're going to be using a heavy reinforced chest piece, heavy reinforced legs, a ring for Mara's Bomb in the infused trait with a reduced health, magic, and stamina cost ability. And then it is going to be our back bar ice staff as well in defending. So what Mara's Bomb does is it gives you a line of armor, a line of 424 crit resist, which is why we're doing a lot of Divines pieces on our body because we don't need that extra crit resist. 4% healing taken, so easy. And then the 5-piece, which is insane, is when a negative effect is removed from you, you restore 1,876 health, and it can occur once every second. So that's happening very often for when they're, timing out, or either when your Netch purges it. It is just so much free healing. And then the part that really makes it OP is when you take damage and you have 6 or more negative effects on you, restore 1,800 health per negative effect, and then cleanse the rest of them. So honestly, that is so much healing and so much tankiness in there. I absolutely love it so much. So the rest of our body pieces are going to break down like this. So our Ashen Grip pieces are going to be a medium Divine Shoulder, a medium Divine's Hands, medium Divine's Belt, and medium Divine's Boots. The rest of our pieces of gear are going to be a Ashen Grip necklace in the Bloodthirsty trait with a weapon damage glyph on it. And then our mythic is going to be Markin Bloodthirsty with a weapon damage glyph on it. We're using Markin to get 2 lines of weapon and spell damage, and then the 2314 armor to give us more damage and to make us tanky. And then our front bar weapons are going to be Master's Perfected Maces. Our main hand is going to be Nirnhoned, our offhand is going to be Sharpened. And what this does is it gives you more damage to your Twin Slash abilities and your bleed as well. So this is honestly so good this patch. I was trying a D-Swing build and I didn't like it, so I switched to a Master's build, and I felt like a lot more people died, and it just feels really nice. The damage was so much better. So personally, I recommend using Master's Perfected Maces. If you don't have it, it's very easy to run it on normal, so you don't have to worry about the perfected part. You just lose a little bit of crit chance, and honestly, it's really not that necessary, but if you can, definitely do it on vet, but if not, it's really not the biggest difference. As far as our skills breakdown, let's do it with our front bar first. This is going to be Rending Slashes. This is what's going to be buffed from your Master's Maces. This is going to be an upfront damage and then also a bleed for 20 seconds. Bird of Prey, this is going to be your source of a lot of things. Major Expedition when you activate it, which is going, and also on top of that, you're going to gain immunity to snares and immobilizations for 4 seconds, so it's your snare removal. And while slotted, you have Minor Berserk, increasing your damage done by 5%. Crystallized Slab, please do not sleep on this ability. This allows you so much tankiness because it is really protecting you from any range builds, and the amount of damage that you shoot back at them is honestly really high, and it's really good to try and line up a burst with that. Deep Fissure, this build is so stacked, but it's kind of weird to line up properly for when you want to hit the really big numbers. So it's going to do damage after 3 seconds, and then after that 3 seconds, it's going to have another proc going off after another 3 seconds, where is the initial, it's actually where it hits really hard. So you can see your first bit of damage is 9.6k, and then your second bit of damage after the 6-second mark is 13.3 damage. So honestly, it's a lot better to try and time it for the second hit, which it's kind of tough for me to do sometimes because I'm so used to the original version of this. But honestly, as long as you just keep this rolling and keep your major and minor breach on them, it is perfectly fine on its own. And then Whirling Blades, this is going to be your execute. This is going to be what's kind of finishing your kills off, so don't really use this ability until they're lower than 50% health, or it really won't do as much damage as you would hope. Our ultimate on our front bar is going to be Dawnbreaker of Smiting. This ultimate is as old as the game and is been meta for as long as that for a reason. It is great. It's going to be a nice CC on them. And then on top of that, you're also doing a bunch of damage. So if you could line up a Rending, Deep Fissure, Dawnbreaker combo with your Ashen Grip proccing as well, it is a lot of damage. All you got to do is a Whirling Blade, and that kill is secured easy. Back bar is going to be mostly our buffs, and our heals. So your first ability is going to be Arctic Blast. It's going to be your burst heal, and then on top of that, it CCs your enemies nearby. So kind of try and use this if you're in a little fight to try and CC them and try and drain their stam as much as possible. But mostly, this is your burst heal. Bullnetch is going to be your source of major brutality, increasing your weapon damage by 20%, and it's going to remove 1 negative effect from you every 5 seconds, so this is going to proc your Maras a lot. We're going to be using Resolving Vigor as our main heal over time. This is going to be your 5-second heal, and it's really strong, the amount of heals you get back from it, and you get Minor Resolve, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 3k for 20 seconds. Leeching Vines is going to be another heal over time on top of your Resolving Vigor. If you can keep both of these rolling at all times, you're going to be extremely tanky. So Leeching Vines is going to be a 10-second heal, and on top of that, you also get Minor Lifesteal. So it's going to get another source of healing as well, rather than just the initial heal. Ice Fortress, this is going to be your source of Major Resolve, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 6k for 30 seconds, and you gain Minor Protection, reducing your damage taken by 5% for 30 seconds. So that damage alone is insane. It's so much. Their damage reduction, sorry. Between the Major Resolve and the Minor Protection, and then on your Resolving Vigor, you get Minor Resolve. That is so much tankiness between those two skills. It is amazing. Definitely use both of those. And then finally, our last ultimate is going to be Northern Storm. I like Dawnbreaker better on this build, but it's nice when you need to get a nice group of enemies. And also on top of that, you get Major Protection when you use this, reducing your damage taken by 10%. So between Major Protection and Minor Protection, you're very tanky. But honestly, the 8-second AoE damage that you have on this is insanely strong. So if you can try and pressure somebody, this is the way to do it. And then finally, our champion points, our blue slottables are going to be Focus Mending, Master at Arms, Ironclad, and Wrathful Strikes. Our red slottables are going to be Sustained by Suffering, Survival Instincts, Pain's Refuge, and Celerity. And our green slottables are going to be Rationer, Liquid Efficiency, Sustaining Shadows, and Steed's Blessing, but we don't really care about those last two. What's also important is your Breakfall passive. Alright guys, that is the entire build. I really like this one. It was a lot of fun. The amount of tankiness in this is actually disgusting. I think it's phenomenal. I definitely recommend this build. It's one of my favorite ones from this patch. So guys, I hope you like it too. If you do, liking the video helps so much. If you're not subscribed to the channel, that is honestly phenomenal as well. So guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate you guys. If you want to see builds like this live in action, you can catch me live at twitch.tv/Sekaar. The link will be in the description. I stream 5 days a week. So any and all support over there helps as well. So guys, have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.